Welcome, everybody, to Proverbs 10. This is actually being recorded and broadcasted on February 9th. But because we're in February, we're condensing a little bit. And so you'll see that we'll be doing a lot more of this. But anyway, today we're going to get into a collection of Solomon's Proverbs that's going to last throughout the rest of our pretty much the rest of the book, really. This is the bulk of Proverbs that are presented to us here. So from Proverbs 10, this is a collection of Solomon's Proverbs. Solomon's Proverbs. A wise son brings joy to his father, but a foolish son, heartache to his mother. Ill-gotten gains do not profit anyone, but righteousness rescues from death. So this is a lot of what we were talking about yesterday, actually, about a lot of the whole um, natural consequences. Verse 3, the Lord will not let the righteous go hungry, but he denies the wicked what they crave. So we're seeing these contrasts here. Idle hands make one poor, but diligent hands bring riches. Very important. If you need some motivation to get up this morning, there it is. Verse 5, the son who gathers during summer is prudent. The son who sleeps during harvest is disgraceful. There's a time for sleep and a time to gather. Verse 6, blessings are on the head of the righteous, but the mouth of the wicked conceals violence. The remembrance of the righteous is a blessing, but the name of the wicked will rot. You know, I was thinking about verse 6 here where it says, blessings are on the head of the righteous, but the mouth of the wicked conceals violence. I think there's something maybe to that we sometimes miss. That the blessings on the head. So, in other words, it's the mouth of the wicked conceals violence. They're trying to create their own blessings. They're trying to justify what they're doing, and so they're concealing that violence that they're doing. And then the blessings on the head of the righteous means that they're not trying to talk about it. They're not worried about it. They just are there, right? So they're not trying to go after it. It's just being granted to them by its nature. So that's something to kind of consider is that we're not in this to seek out a blessing here. It is we're getting the blessings because we're living the right way. Verse 8, where we were at. A wise heart accepts commands, but foolish lips will be destroyed. The one who lives with integrity lives securely, but whoever perverts his ways will be found out. A sly wink of the eye causes grief, and foolish lips will be destroyed. The mouth of the righteous is a fountain of life, but the mouth of the wicked conceals violence. So we see that contrast there. Mouth of the righteous, fountain of life. Mouth of the wicked conceals violence. Verse 12, hatred stirs up conflicts, but love covers all offenses. We hear that love covers all offenses a lot. We miss that that's a whole section there. Hatred stirs up conflicts. There's a lot of people out there that are angry. Actually, wow. Supposedly loving people that supposedly care about others. I have seen more vitriol and hatred over the last few months than I think I've ever seen. from those people that claim these things. Here we go. What is true? It's not love, it's hatred, isn't it? Verse 13. Wisdom is found on the lips of the discerning, but a rod is for the back of the one who lacks sense. Yeah. Verse 14. The wise store up knowledge, but the mouth of the fool hastens destruction. A rich man's wealth is his fortified city. The poverty of the poor is their destruction. The labor of the righteous leads to life. The activity of the wicked leads to sin. We've talked about 15 before too. The rich man's wealth is his fortified city. Poverty of the poor is their destruction. It's some translations treat this a little bit differently, but honestly, it's you shouldn't be um, seeking either. Yeah, there's truth in that in between of the rich man's wealth. Yeah, okay, fine. And then poverty of the poor. Well, that's they're both. Um, in other translations, they're treated as both being the kind of the destruction, that sort of thing. And so that's yeah. All right. So verse 17 is where we're at. So the one who follows instruction is on the path to life, but the one who rejects correction goes astray. Now, there's some things that are just matters of the heart, but there's other things that are obvious in our lives, just externally. So the one who follows instruction as the path to life, well, that's somebody who is actually following instruction and actually doing it, not just thinking about it. But also, if we reject correction, yeah, we're not in a good place. The one who conceals hatred has lying lips, and whoever spreads slander is a fool. When there are many words, sin is unavoidable, but the one who controls his lips is wise. The tongue of the righteous is pure silver, the heart of the wicked is of little value. Mhm, mhm. Verse 21. The lips of the righteous feed many, but fools die for lack of sense. So that fools die for lack of sense is actually a contrast to where is it? All of this, believe it or not. And it's interesting to say the lips of the righteous feed many, and it being fed words is one thing, but I think there's a truth here also that there is a result of that. So that living in wisdom and speaking that has impacts of causing people to be able to either care for themselves or have an excess to care for others as well. Verse 22. The Lord the Lord's blessings and sorry, the Lord's blessing enriches, but struggle adds nothing to it, or he has no trouble to it. Huh. You know, I need that one. I'm gonna mark that one green for myself here. All right, and let me talk to you for a second here. The Lord's blessing enriches, but struggle adds nothing to it. It's saying that the Lord's blessing is a good, obviously a good thing, and it enriches us, but it's not meant for additional struggle. Um, a blessing is not a result, right? It's a blessing. And so if we try to add to it, if we try to do more, if we try to outbless God or add anything to it by just struggling a little bit more, there's nothing to it. And I've been watching this and actually found this to be true in my own life too, that trying to go after things like success at in business or at work or other things for the sake of increasing the blessings and say, well, if I just work hard here, then you know, so if I do this, then. Um, but when it comes to the Lord's blessings, once we get that, there's no increasing it by more struggle, and it certainly doesn't say, well, you've got this blessing, so now you need to struggle. It's not the way this works. But our pattern of behavior, especially if you're a person like me that has struggled a little bit in their lives with a bit of a sense of guilt, that can be a thing. And so you try to um, work harder because of a blessing and not just taking it. This last summer, we had a little bit of that in our lives, and I struggled big time with just accepting the blessing and just accepting that God had my back, and I couldn't do anything for it. As hard as I wanted to work for it, and hard as I wanted to do anything to like earn enough to make it not I don't know. Now that I'm looking back on it, it's like it's so silly to even say, but that I was trying to um, not just rest on my laurels is what it felt like to me. Even though there was a financial benefit that was come my way, and I could have a time of rest. I had a really hard time embracing that and actually taking a time of rest. In fact, I think it'd be a strong argument to say that I actually truly didn't in months and months and months of being able to and having the opportunity. I just couldn't do it. And so when it comes to this verse 22 here, where it says the struggle adds nothing to it, yeah, well, that's a good one from me to hear. That's why I marked it in green. That's for me to remember and take action on because I might as well just rewrite this. The Lord's blessings and riches, but DJ's struggle can add nothing to it. So yeah, that's just I know there's probably someone else out there that's just like me, and so it needed to be said to me. So I'm sure it's been said for somebody else too. Verse 23: As shameful conduct is pleasure for a fool, so is wisdom for a man of understanding. So again, we see that wisdom is actually pleasure. It's not a burden. So if you have that level of that understanding, then wisdom is a pleasure. Verse 24: What the wicked dreads will come to him, but what the wicked, oh, sorry, careful, Deej. But what the righteous desire will be given to them. So both are getting what they're seeking, but both don't realize that they're seeking it. That's just that didn't bring a smile to your face. I don't know, Will. I mean, it's just kind of fun to just look at that ironically and saying that there's just things that the people are doing, but the results are not what they necessarily expect or think they deserve, kind of thing. That's fun. Verse 25: When the whirlwind passes, the wicked are no more, but the righteous are secure forever. Hmm. Like vinegar to the teeth and smoke to the eyes, so the slacker is to the one who sends him on an errand. The fear of the Lord prolongs life or adds to its days, but the years of the wicked are cut short. Yesterday we talked about a little bit of how having that understanding of wisdom prolongs your life because it reduces the stress of it. Fearing everything else, like the world wants us to do right now. There is just so much that the world wants us to fear, and I don't think that's adding anything to our life. In fact, I am confident that the the news media and social media and all this frantic fear that's out there right there is actually subtracting from our lives. I think that the more this progresses, we're going to start to see a decline in the livelihood of those that are living in that fear. It's hard to measure scientifically because usually they're focused on other factors like your genetics or what you eat. But I am confident that we'll start to see that people that are constantly living in fear of everything else but God are just not going to be healthy long term. Mark my words, or mark these words. Mark verse 27, the Solomon's words. Verse 28: the hope of the righteous is joy, but the expectation of the wicked comes to nothing. The way of the Lord is a stronghold for the honorable, but destruction awaits the malicious. Verse 30: the righteous will never be shaken, but the wicked will not remain on the earth. The mouth of the righteous produces wisdom, but a perverse tongue will be cut out. Verse 32: the lips of the righteous know what is appropriate, but the mouth of the wicked only what is perverse. Yeah. So this is one of those. I kind of like call it the post-it notes. These kind of things. These are quick little sayings that have a lot of. Um, it doesn't take a theology degree. It doesn't take a lot of study to get this. These are designed for repetition, and so as we go along here, we're going to see some things that look similar, or sometimes they literally will be the same words. But I believe that's on purpose. I believe there's a um, a reason to be repeating things in different ways every single time. That's another reason why I like to do a different translation every single month, is because it lends new perspectives and new ways to understand. There's a lot of people get this twisted, but the reality is that there's a lot of um, words that are out there, right? And we can interpret those differently. Those hearing my voice right now will have different perceptions of what the words mean. I believe that Holy Spirit is sent to us to bring all of those into an actual understanding. Again, truth is not your truth. Truth is truth. And so in order to actually get that and kind of have that as our diet, we absolutely have to be in a place of embracing that. And so yeah, so that's really important. So that's why we do these repetitions. So as we go along here, we're going to have a lot more of these sayings, and like I said, we'll have that sense of repetitiveness. But my admonition to you, I guess, is to stick with it, to make this a daily practice, to humbly approach these and be ready to learn every single day. Um, and I can't remember if I actually promised this at the beginning, but there's a song that I created that the kind of is a kind of a tribute to this section, if you will. So I'll go ahead and play that now. But I will plan on seeing you once again tomorrow. So be blessed by the best, and then go be a blessing to all the rest. I love you guys. We'll see you tomorrow.
The pages of Proverbs reveal to us a contrast between the upright and the wicked. Choose your path wisely. steady road so clear. Their words, a beacon, hearts they steer. The wicked dance in shadows deep. Entangled lies, they lose their sleep. Wisdom whispers in the shade. Folly dances on parade. Hearts of gold and hearts of stone. Rivers sow where seeds are sown. The path you choose shapes who you are. One leads to light, one to the bar. The choice is made, oh can you see? Define your fate, your destiny. Riches gained by right hand's toil grow like flowers in fertile soil. But treasures won by wicked schemes turn to dust, dissolve in dreams. Tongues of wisdom heal the hurt. Tongues of fire spew the dirt. Honest hearts will bear the fruit. Crooked souls lay down no roots. The mouth of just it nurtures life. In every word there's peace, not strife. But wicked tongues bring only harm. Their whispers wrapped in false alarm. The path you choose shapes who you are. One leads to light, one to the bar. The choice is made, oh can you see? Define your fate, your destiny. Proverb a day will bring wisdom your way. Read a new chapter each calendar day. Proverbs every day. Proverbs every day. A heart that's pure is full of cheer. No room for envy, doubt or fear. A wicked spirit weighed with grief finds no solace, no relief. Shapes who you are. One leads to light, one to the bar. The choice is made, oh can you see? Define your fate, your destiny. A proverb a day will bring wisdom your way. Read a new chapter each calendar day. Proverbs every day. A heart that's pure is full of cheer. No room for envy, doubt or fear. A wicked spirit weighed with grief finds no solace, no relief.